Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And before I get started, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up so I know you're enjoying the content. If not, thumbs down works as well. And if you like knife content and you're not already, hit that subscribe button. Today I have two knives from y'all on the budget end from Asher Knives. You have the Spiro and the Nomad Framelock. This is the first time I'm checking out any Asher knives, and do something a little bit different today. I'm going to break off in just a second to show y'all a little bit of quick use, just because I was enjoying the way these two were performing at the time, and I want to show some of the stuff I do with pretty much every knife that goes through my table. At the end of the video, I'm going to, well, not at the end of this video, I'm sorry. I'm going to be giving away the Nomad Framelock. This one was generously gifted to me or sent to the channel by Asher Knives. I bought this one, so I will be giving this one away. All you have to do is leave a comment down below and you'll be entered to win this Asher knife in S35VN. All right, so let's check out some of the usage footage. Been testing out these Asher knives, the Spiro and the Nomad Framelock, and they were doing exceptionally well, so I figured I would show y'all a little bit of it, even though I've been doing it with them. I just dropped them back. Let's see. Still got a nice working edge on it. This one has a small little chip because I hit a staple a little while ago. And let's see where this one's at after dropping it up. Oh, that was my fault. Yep. This one I tested the most. I kind of beat this one up a little bit. It's still got a nice little working edge on it, but could probably use a little bit more stropping. Let me go through some of the stuff I was doing with them. Starting out with a little cardboard. This Nomad is a slicing dream, and this is double wall cardboard. It's got that thin blade and nice geometry, and it's been cutting like a dream. Did that. Did my wood carving just to feel how the ergos are, because you put a good bit of pressure down when you're doing this. And this one has been performing good. The Spiro I put through a little bit more rigorous, harder use, and you see you got a pretty thin tip there, but if it's got a good heat treat, it can handle it. And as you can see, I'm torquing this. Something I've been doing with a lot of the blades lately, just to test out their heat treat. And as you can see, it hasn't affected that tip whatsoever. I mean, it's not like I'm doing it through stone or anything. What else did I have? Put this down so I don't ruin. A little bit of saddle leather. Cut through that nicely. Very, very nice. This is a really good slicer. That's what I've noticed. Let's see. And then something else I do about 10 slices on this little rope. And it did a great job on that. Very impressive. The thin nature of this, though, as you can see, it was digging into my finger, but that was just the way I was holding it. It was catching this area right here, which is a little sharp. But so far, I've been pretty impressed with the knife as a working knife, especially for the price tag. I think the 75 bucks. I think it can compete. I will keep on testing them out and letting y'all know. And that was just some of the testing I do for every knife that comes across the table, unless I was told otherwise not to. Testing out the Spiro. This thing has been super tough. It's got a pretty pretty fine tip as well. We'll test that out as well. And this pretty gnarly, this is kindling wood, so it's pretty tough stuff. Still has a tip. Here we go. And I will say I've done a good bit of wood shaving with this one already, and this one, God, it is this has been it's not that often where I'm testing out the ergos of a knife and doing the wood shaving and it's comfortable in hand. This one passed with flying colors. Very, very happy with it. Oh yeah, I was also doing this. Listen to this. Trying to make this thing fail. There's a lockup, centering, no play, left or right, up or down. Even had some wood embedded into the front area right there. And look, you can see where I was striking it right there. So, very cool. All right, y'all let me know what y'all think about that type of just quick usage on there. Something y'all like, don't like, just let me know down in the comments. But let's get started into what I think about the knives. This is the Asher Knives Spiro. Comes in at $75. What you get for that is stone washed drop point blade of S35 VN. They show the Rockwell is around, I guess, around 58. That's pretty much what what it looks like in the picture. And after I became aware of Asher Knives and saw the owner of Asher Knives on the Knife Junkie YouTube channel and kind of learned a little bit more about him, made me want to support him in any way I could. So that's why I decided to pick up this knife, and then he later sent the Nomad. So like I said, yeah, the S35 VN, a nice stone wash on there, drop point. Nice and slicey, comes down to around, give or take 16 thousandths behind the edge, so that's nice and slim. You have a slim blade stock of .093. That's also very nice when you have a nice slim stock and a decent slim grind. It's a saber ground knife, flat ground. You do have a precise point for piercing, but as you can see, it's not, super dainty. I wouldn't stick it in a brick or nothing. Your total length on this is 7.4 inches, blade length of 3.2 inches. Your grip area from this part to the end right here of 3 3/4 inches. So it's going to fit your medium and large, maybe extra large hands, don't know. Thickness in scales is 0.45 inches, so nice and slim. And your close width in the pocket is 1.14 inches. Let's check it out in the pocket real quick. You got the deep carry pocket clip, stainless, nice retention here, and that's what sits down in the pocket, and you don't have any flipper tab catching you at all. It's got dual thumb studs. Your access to that lock bar is nice because it does sit proud of the scales, but it does have that chamfer, so it's nice and comfortable. I did not feel that in any use whatsoever. This one was by far the most comfortable. You have contoured G10 scales that are smooth. It looks like they might have been blasted or something. T8 pivot. T6 on the body screws, and you have a filler tab for your deep carry pocket clip, left or right hand. They haven't been countersunk, but they are flat pan head screws, and the clip is recessed down a little bit into the scales, and you can fit a lot of material underneath there. Good blade to handle ratio, almost 1-to-1, and as you can see, after all the use and everything, it's still centered. You have a G10 backspacer. Pretty much flow through construction. I like how you have the inset stainless liners. I think this would make a good little work knife for pretty much anybody. The action on this thing's nice and drop shut. Riding on ceramic bearings is a ceramic detent. and you can spotty flick it. Overall, I enjoyed this knife, like I said, for what it is. I enjoyed the slicing capabilities. It's dropped back very, very nicely. Both of them did. And my nitpicks and complaints with this one, it would be the edge termination, of course. You know, it's a little funky back there. Something I could fix, but something I wish maybe they would fix. I did notice that the thumb studs are a little low. I know I don't know if they did it on their newer models, but I saw on Instagram with bigger thumb studs. That's not, I don't have any problems getting that thumb stud, but it's just rather low. I think if they would have just put it up just a little bit more, it would have stayed out of the cutting path completely. They would just put it about right there, and I think it might have been a little bit easier to deploy. It's not hard by any means. It is a very fidgety knife. And one more last thing is the balance is a little bit weighted back. You can kind of feel it because there's no skeletonization in there, but I do understand they are trying to, you know, make it as affordable as possible so you can reach more people. So let's get some size comparisons out of the way, and then we'll go on to the Nomad. See some competitive options. Got the Civivi Pintail and the Civivi Elementum. So you can see it's a little bit bigger than both of those. Let's see, you got the QSP Hawk, I think it is. These two are really good comparison in lengthwise, at least, almost identical in length. And one more from QSP, the Puffin. It feels similar in hand to the Puffin, and it it has a similar blade shape, except you have that nice swedge. I think the swedge is always a good touch. So overall, like I said, I think this one would make an excellent work EDC, and like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed using it since I've had it. And let's go into the Nomad. The Nomad, it kind of resembles, say, like a Benchmade bug out in just the blade shape a little bit. This one is also $75. You can get it in also an Axis style lock version, G10, or they just came out with this stainless steel frame lock version. This one is a slicing machine, and it's not any thinner ground than the Nomad. It's actually, not as thinly ground, but I don't know. Maybe it's got a little bit thinner stock, not by much. This one's 0.092, and this one's like 0.093. So I mean, or 94, something like that. Not anything noticeable. Your total length on this one, 7.4 inches, just like the Spiro. Blade length of 3.2 inches. Grip area from here to here of 3 7/8 inches. Thickness is very, very slim at 0.34 inches. And closed width in the pocket is 0.11 inches. Like I said just now, blade stock is 0.092, so kind of like the bug out stock. And this one was like 16 to 18 thousandths behind the edge. Let's take a look at it in the pocket. There you go. That's all you have sticking out. And this one rides really well. It's because it's so incredibly thin. Let's open it up. You had the same thing. You got that nice stone wash blade, top swedge up here, S35 VN, dual thumb studs. No jimping on either one of them, but I don't see the need for it. They went to cut a choil in there, but it's not far enough. You can scoot that up just a little bit. It's one thing I have noticed about Ashen knives. They are very responsive to what we say. They take in consideration, of what we say in like the next run of them. They do small runs, so they will sell out and they will come back if it's popular enough. I like the Ashen knives logo right there. Looks nice. And like I said, S35 VN, and it seems to be heat treated well. It holds a good edge and strops up very nicely. Let's close it up. You have Torx T8 pivot, a big T8 pivot there, T6 body, and T6 on the clip. You have a filler tab for this side, so it's tip up, left or right hand carry, just like the other one. You got peel ply G10 on this one. It's about a medium texture, not super grippy, but it's not slick either. They got nice softened edges all alongside the G10. I love that. Whenever they round that, they don't just put a chamfer and it's got like a corner beveled. So it's nice and soft around the G10 edges. There's your blade to handle ratio. Could have went a little bit longer with that, but well, the centering on this one is pretty close, a little bit to the left. It might need some adjusting. The stainless lock side got a nice stone wash finish on it. Nice and thin. There's no skeletonization in here. Something I forgot to do before. Let's get the weight on both of these. With that stainless lock on there, 3.11, so that's super lightweight. And then the other one, 3.25. So both excellent EDC weights in my opinion. The dual thumb studs sit proud of the scale, so easy access to the thumb studs. One of my gripes with this one, besides the edge termination, is it's hard to get access to that lock bar, being that there's only that little bit of space right there. It's just not super comfortable. I just use the fat of my thumb to push it over, but it would have been nice if they would have cut a little bit more out of here so you could get access to it a little bit easier. And one thing that I noticed in my wood shaving, I don't know if I said something on during the cutting, being that this is, you know, different parts of the video, but whenever I was pushing down into the wood and stuff like that, hard pushes, I noticed that this area of the lock bar cutout is a little bit sharp right there, and that point right there was digging into my hand. But you could probably adjust your grip a little bit and it may not bother you. Got a nice precise point for piercing, but it's not too dainty to where you can't, you know, dig into some wood or something like that. One thing that I did notice with this one, and I will try to fix this before I give it away, is that there is a little bit of up and down blade play. Nothing that is going to cause this one to disengage. The lock's solid. What I think happened is the lock bar sprung a little bit, and that happens more often with stainless because it doesn't have as good of spring memory like titanium does. But you know, trying to keep the cost at an affordable price point with premium steel, I understand. So there you go. That is the Asher Knives Spiro and the Nomad Framelock. In my, you know, how I felt after using the knives, I enjoyed using this one more. This one's, you know, more comfortable to use for me. It feels better in the hand, especially in long-term cutting. This one has been super solid, and that's that one. I would recommend it for sure. This one, I love the blade shape. I love how it slices. I was going for the frame lock because I'm not a huge axis lock type fan, but I may have to check out that one instead to see, because I love the way this one cuts, but it just wasn't super comfortable in the deeper pressure cuts. So there you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I will leave a link to both of these knives from Asher Knives down below. And if you have any questions about any of this, and let me know what you think about that format that I did. If y'all like that, I can try to integrate that in whenever possible. It's just sometimes I just don't have the time to record it all and edit it and do all that stuff. It's just a lot of time. All right, guys and girls, hope everybody's having an absolute wonderful day, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.